1. Every word you speak is a command to the universe. Every time you open your mouth, you're not just talking, you're placing an order with the universe. Your words aren't just sound, they are vibrations, and those vibrations ripple into the energy field around you. Think of them like signals. Signals that tell the universe what you expect, what you believe, and what you're ready to receive. This isn't wishful thinking or woo-woo magic. It's energy physics. Everything in this world vibrates at a certain frequency, and so do your thoughts, feelings, and especially your words. Let's break it down. When you say something like, "I never have enough money," "I'm always unlucky," or "I can't do this," you are literally reinforcing that frequency in your life. You're sending out a signal that says, "Bring me more of this lack, struggle, and frustration." But when you speak with intention, words like, "Money flows to me with ease," "Opportunities are all around me," "I am supported, guided, and thriving," you shift your energy field. You're aligning yourself with a higher frequency. You're telling the universe, "Hey, this is what I believe, and I'm open to receiving it." And guess what? The universe listens. Always. You see, your words shape your mindset, and your mindset shapes your reality. The words you use daily literally train your subconscious mind to act accordingly. Your subconscious doesn't argue with you. It simply obeys. It accepts every sentence you repeat, often as truth. So if you constantly say, "I'm broke," your subconscious says, "Got it, let's keep you broke." This is why affirmations work, not because they're cute phrases, but because they're energetic commands. Repeated often enough, they shift your internal state, and your external circumstances begin to follow. Let's be real, most people speak without thinking. They vent. They complain. They joke about being always tired or so broke. But the universe doesn't get sarcasm. It responds to energy, not intention. So even if you're joking, you're still broadcasting that vibration. Think of it like this. Your words are spells, and your mouth is your wand. Speak with care. Speak with power. Speak like someone who knows the universe is listening, because it is. Want to change your life? Start with your language. Make it intentional. Make it empowered. Use your words as tools, not weapons. Train your brain and the field around you to expect blessings, not burdens. Because every time you speak, you're not just describing your reality, you're creating it. 2. It's not what you say. It's how you say it. You can speak all the affirmations in the world, read every wealth book out there, and declare your goals every morning. But if your voice carries doubt, fear, or hesitation, then your words will fall flat. Energy doesn't respond to language, it responds to vibration. Let's be real, the universe isn't reacting to the words you say. It's reacting to the energy behind them. That's why someone can repeat, "I am wealthy," 100 times, but if they're saying it with a trembling voice and a mindset soaked in scarcity, nothing shifts. It's not the phrase, it's the frequency. The most successful people speak with conviction. Not arrogance, not ego, but certainty. They know what they say will unfold. It's this deep inner alignment that gives their words power. When they declare something, it's not a wish, it's a decision. And decisions carry weight. Compare that to someone who says the same thing, but from a place of, "I hope this works," or "maybe one day." That energy is wobbly, and the universe doesn't respond to wobbly, it mirrors it. If your belief is half-hearted, your results will be too. In the realm of money and manifestation, the tone of your speech is like the voltage behind an electric signal. The higher the emotional charge, confidence, faith, excitement, the stronger the signal. That's how you broadcast your intention to the world. Low-voltage words? They don't travel far. Let's go deeper. Have you ever met someone who said, "I'm doing fine," but you could feel they weren't? That's exactly what's happening when we try to manifest abundance with a poverty mindset. The energy doesn't lie. People, and the universe, can feel it. So here's the real challenge. You have to train yourself to speak with certainty before the evidence shows up. That's what faith really is. You're not describing what is, you're declaring what will be. And you have to say it like it's already done. When you say, money flows to me with ease, don't just whisper it. Own it. Feel it. Say it like your future depends on it. Because it does. You are not just speaking words. You are casting spells with your intention. You're telling reality how to arrange itself around your belief. In other words, your words need to match your identity. Not the version of you who's struggling, but the version of you who's already thriving. When you speak as that person, you collapse time. Results come faster because there's no friction between your desire and your vibration. This is why some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly. They've mastered the energetic delivery of their words. They speak like it's already theirs, because in their mind, it already is. And reality has no choice but to catch up. So check in with yourself. Are your affirmations declarations, or just hopeful wishes? Do you speak with authority or apology? Do you believe what you're saying, or are you trying to convince yourself? Because at the end of the day, it's not just about what you say, it's how you say it. 3. Belief is the fuel behind your words. Your words are only as powerful as the belief behind them. You can speak the boldest affirmations in the world. I am wealthy. I attract success. Abundance is my birthright. But if deep down you don't believe a single word, it's like writing a check with no money in your account. The words might look impressive, but there's nothing backing them up. Your subconscious mind is not easily fooled. It's like a built-in lie detector. It knows when you're faking it. It knows when your energy is mismatched. So when you say, I'm successful, but your inner voice is screaming, no, you're not, that message never takes root. Your subconscious rejects it, and the universe mirrors that rejection right back at you. This is where most people struggle with affirmations and manifestation. They say the right words, but they haven't done the inner work to believe those words. It's like dressing up an old story in new clothes. The story is still the same. Here's what most people miss. The universe doesn't respond to your words. It responds to your belief. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who was so confident, so grounded in what they were saying, that you couldn't help but believe them? That's the kind of energy that moves mountains. Not because they're better or luckier, but because they believe in their words. They're not hoping. They're not begging. They're declaring. This is why belief is everything. Belief is what activates the quantum field. It's what tells your subconscious, this is safe, this is possible, this is happening. And once that belief clicks into place, your words become magnetic. You start attracting the people, resources, and opportunities that align with that belief. But here's the truth. Building belief takes practice. It's not about faking it till you make it. It's about training your inner world to accept a new reality. Let's break it down with a metaphor. Imagine your words are seeds. If you plant them in dry, rocky soil, your doubts, they don't grow. But if you plant them in fertile, nourished soil, your belief, they take root and flourish. So how do you nourish belief? Repetition with emotion. The more you say something with feeling, the more your subconscious accepts it as true. Visual proof. Find evidence, real or imagined, that supports your new belief. Remind yourself daily. Emotional congruence. Speak words that make your body feel strong, not weak. If saying I am wealthy feels fake, try I am learning to create wealth with ease until your nervous system can catch up. This isn't about lying to yourself. It's about shifting your identity. You're not pretending to be rich. You're becoming someone who believes they are capable of building wealth. And from that place, the words you speak start to carry real energetic weight. When belief and words align, you don't just say things, You manifest them. You command them into reality, because ultimately, words without belief are noise. Words with belief, they're power. 4. Words are tools, not magic. Spells, words alone don't change your life. They're not magic wands you wave to summon wealth, health, or happiness. What truly shifts your reality is the energy, belief, and intention behind those words. Words are the vehicle, not the engine. Let's say you repeat, I am wealthy, I am abundant, 20 times a day, but deep down you still feel broke, stressed, or full of doubt. In that case, those words are just empty noise. Your subconscious hears the real emotion, not the surface words. It's like smiling through gritted teeth. People can tell something's off, and so can your mind. Here's the truth most people miss. Affirmations only work when they align with your inner energy. You don't have to fake it till you make it. That creates resistance. Instead, find affirmations that stretch you without snapping you. For example, don't say, I'm a millionaire, if you feel miles away from that. Instead, try, I'm learning to build wealth every day, or I'm open to receiving more money than ever before. These still plant the seed of abundance, but they don't trigger disbelief. They allow your subconscious to agree, not fight back. That's when things start to shift. Think of words as seeds. If you plant them in healthy, fertile soil, your belief system, they grow. But if you throw them on dry, rocky ground, your doubts and disbelief, nothing happens. Or worse, you end up frustrated, thinking affirmations don't work. Another example, imagine someone saying, I love myself, while constantly criticizing their appearance, or comparing themselves to others. The words can't take root because the energy contradicts the message. So, how do you make words powerful? You align them with emotional truth. Say what feels possible right now. Faith in process. Trust that repetition rewires. Action. Let your words guide your behavior. If you say, I attract opportunity, then act like someone who shows up, speaks up, and stays open. Remember, words won't save you, but they can lead you if you let them. Speak with conviction, not because you're trying to convince yourself, but because you're anchored in a new belief. 5. Words are seeds. You reap what you speak. Think of every word you speak as a seed planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious. Just like a farmer carefully selects the best seeds to plant, you must choose your words with intention because they shape your reality. If you constantly say things like, I'm broke, I never have enough, or money slips through my fingers, those words are not harmless. They are planting seeds of scarcity. And your subconscious, which doesn't judge or question, simply acts on them. It hears your repeated affirmations of lack and works to make them your truth. Let's be clear, the universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you say. It doesn't differentiate between a joke, sarcasm, or a careless statement. So when you say, I'm always struggling, the message being broadcast is, struggle is normal, struggle is constant, and so it becomes your experience. On the other hand, when you speak words like, money flows to me in expected and unexpected ways, or every day I become more abundant, you are sowing prosperity. You are commanding your subconscious to create alignment with wealth, and your outer world will eventually match that internal pattern. Here's something critical to understand. Words spoken with belief carry vibrational power. A lukewarm affirmation will produce lukewarm results. But when you speak from a place of deep conviction, your words become energetic instructions to the universe. So, how do you shift your speech patterns? Start small. Listen to how you talk about money throughout the day. Catch yourself when you use phrases like, I can't afford that, or that's too expensive, and replace them with empowering alternatives like, I choose not to spend on that right now, or I'm prioritizing other investments. This subtle shift doesn't deny your current reality, but it doesn't anchor you in limitation either. Also, begin speaking prosperity into the lives of others. Compliment their success, admire their abundance, and celebrate their financial breakthroughs. What you bless in others, you call forth in your own life. Resentment, jealousy, or negativity toward others' wealth only reinforces a subconscious belief that money is limited and unfairly distributed. Remember, you're not just talking, you're creating. If words have the power to build or destroy relationships, to start wars or create peace, why wouldn't they have the power to build your financial future? Start speaking as if you already are the prosperous person you're becoming. Say it with heart. Say it with clarity. Say it often. Because what you consistently speak, believe, and feel, you will eventually live. 6. Repetition with gratitude, reprogramming the subconscious mind. Affirmations aren't magic spells you throw out to the universe, hoping for instant miracles. They are more like gentle chisels, slowly shaping the inner beliefs that determine how you show up in the world. At their core, affirmations aren't about convincing the universe to send you money, love, or success. They're about reminding your subconscious that you are worthy, ready, and aligned with those things already. Most people misunderstand affirmations because they focus too much on the words, not enough on the feeling behind them. Saying, "I am abundant," 10 times a day without belief, gratitude, or emotional energy is like trying to grow a flower in dry soil. But when you repeat affirmations with sincere gratitude, as if what you desire has already arrived, you water that soil. You create the emotional conditions for change. Let's say you affirm, "Money flows easily to me." Saying this while thinking, "This is dumb, I'm still broke," creates internal conflict. But saying it with the feeling of thankfulness, as if you just received a deposit or landed a new client, begins to train your mind to expect abundance. And that expectation quietly shifts your behavior, your energy, your choices. It's not instant magic, it's emotional reconditioning. Gratitude is the emotional superglue that makes affirmations stick. When you layer each repetition with a deep sense of appreciation, as though your affirmation has already come true, you bypass the logical mind, which tends to doubt and argue. Instead, you speak directly to your subconscious, the part of you that shapes your reality through beliefs, filters, and habitual patterns. The subconscious doesn't respond well to commands. It responds to repetition, emotion, and imagery. So when you say, "I welcome financial freedom," and feel a wave of warmth and gratitude sweep through your body, your subconscious starts to adapt. Over time, it no longer sees money as scarce or hard to get. Instead, it begins to expect wealth, to look for it, to act in ways that align with that belief. This process takes consistency. Repetition with gratitude isn't something you do once and forget. It's a practice, like brushing your teeth. You don't brush once and assume your mouth is clean for life. Similarly, you don't repeat an affirmation once and expect lifelong abundance. The power is in the daily ritual, especially in the quiet moments when no one is watching, when the world is still and your mind is open. A great time to do this is just before bed, when your brainwaves naturally slow down into theta, the same brainwave state associated with hypnosis and deep meditation. In this relaxed state, your subconscious becomes more receptive. Repeating affirmations with emotion and gratitude in this window can create deep, lasting change. You might start with something simple like, "Thank you for the wealth already on its way to me," or "I am so grateful that money now flows to me in expected and unexpected ways." Say it slowly. Feel it. Picture it. Let your body respond. Let your breath soften. Let your nervous system relax into the possibility. This is how you rewire the inner narrative. Not with force, not with hustle, but with steady, grateful repetition, until your subconscious stops fighting you and starts helping you. The real goal isn't to trick the universe. The goal is to align your internal compass so naturally, so powerfully, that your external world must follow suit. 7. Your words must flow from your evolved self. You can't fake transformation. It's not about saying the right things while still thinking and feeling like the old version of yourself. If your words are coming from fear, scarcity, or insecurity, even if they sound positive on the surface, your energy will betray you. You can't trick the universe. You can't trick money. You can't even trick your own subconscious. The words you speak must rise from the version of you who already knows abundance is your birthright. From the self who no longer begs the universe for scraps, but commands reality with calm certainty. That kind of power doesn't come from a new vocabulary. It comes from a new identity. That's why real change starts from within. Before you can say, "I am wealthy," and truly mean it, you must become the person who believes it with every fiber of your being. You must embody the mindset, the posture, the confidence, and the calm that this new reality requires. Look at the language of people who already live in abundance. They don't obsess over how or when. They speak with assurance, not desperation. Their words aren't meant to convince. They're reflections of what they know to be true. That's why you must shift your inner world first. Only then will your words carry the vibration that moves things. Here's a powerful truth. The most magnetic sentence in the universe is the one that's most authentic to your becoming self. It might be simple, like, "Money flows easily to me." But if you say it while you still feel unworthy or anxious, it loses its force. If you become the person who naturally expects wealth, suddenly that same sentence becomes a spiritual command, not a wish. Let's break it down further. Many people think they can affirm their way into a new life with pretty words. But affirmation without embodiment is empty. It's the emotional resonance behind your words that rewires your brain and signals to the universe that you're serious. Instead of reciting mantras out of fear or neediness, start asking, "Who am I when I truly believe I'm abundant? How do I walk, speak, think, love, rest, spend time?" Let your language evolve as a result of that becoming, not as a strategy to manipulate outcomes. Start with one small change. Speak only what aligns with the identity you're stepping into. Don't say, "I'm broke," even as a joke. Don't describe yourself as bad with money or always struggling. Those stories bind you to the old you. Instead, speak from the version of you who is already walking in alignment with abundance. That doesn't mean you lie or pretend. It means you speak from the truth of who you are becoming. You're not just repeating phrases. You're channeling the wisdom and power of your higher self. So remember this. Words rooted in scarcity create more lack. Words born from embodiment create new worlds. You don't need better words. You need a better self using those words. Let your language be the evidence of your inner transformation. When your words finally match your frequency, that's when manifestation becomes effortless. 8. Your subconscious must be reprogrammed. Here's the hard truth. You can't create a wealthy life with a mind that's programmed for struggle. You may say all the affirmations you want, write down goals every day, and visualize checks arriving in the mail. But if your subconscious mind is still wired for scarcity, nothing sticks. Think of your subconscious like a thermostat. It regulates the temperature of your life, your income, your success, your relationships, based on what it believes you deserve. You can't raise the external temperature permanently until you change the internal setting. This is why some people make a lot of money quickly, but lose it just as fast. Their subconscious blueprint doesn't match that level of abundance, so it finds a way to reset their life back to what feels familiar, what feels safe. That's why you must go deeper than surface-level habits. You must rewrite the script. So, how do you do that? Start by becoming conscious of the unconscious. Notice your automatic thoughts around money. When you hear yourself think, "That's too expensive," or "I'll never afford that," or "People like me don't get rich," stop. Don't let it slide. That thought just revealed the program running your life. It's time to rewrite it. Use your words deliberately. Speak as your future self, the one who lives in overflow and freedom. Don't just say, "I want to be rich." Say, "I'm the kind of person who easily creates value and attracts wealth." Better yet, go further. Wealth is my natural state. I trust money to flow in and out with grace and ease. At first, this will feel fake. Your nervous system might freak out. Your logical mind will scream, "Liar!" That's because your subconscious is trying to protect you by keeping things familiar. But repetition creates safety. The more you affirm the new belief, even before you see evidence, the more your subconscious begins to accept it. This process isn't woo-woo, it's neuroscience. Studies show that repeated affirmations, combined with elevated emotion, actually create new neural pathways. That's how habits form. That's how identity shifts. And identity is everything. If you see yourself as someone who's broke, unlucky, or always struggling, your subconscious will orchestrate your life to match that story. But once you truly see yourself as someone who deserves abundance, who knows how to handle it, and who expects good things, your subconscious will work to make that true. And don't just reprogram through words. Use your body. Move like someone who's confident. Breathe like someone who's free. Walk into rooms like someone who belongs. Your subconscious learns through emotion and embodiment, not just logic. You are not changing into a wealthy person. That person already exists within you. What you're doing now is removing the old programs, poverty, guilt, shame, and allowing the real you to lead. 8. Your subconscious must be reprogrammed. Here's the hard truth. You can't create a wealthy life with a mind that's programmed for struggle. You may say all the affirmations you want, write down goals every day, and visualize checks arriving in the mail. But if your subconscious mind is still wired for scarcity, nothing sticks. Think of your subconscious like a thermostat. It regulates the temperature of your life, your income, your success, your relationships, based on what it believes you deserve. You can't raise the external temperature permanently until you change the internal setting. This is why some people make a lot of money quickly, but lose it just as fast. Their subconscious blueprint doesn't match that level of abundance, so it finds a way to reset their life back to what feels familiar, what feels safe. That's why you must go deeper than surface-level habits. You must rewrite the script. So, how do you do that? Start by becoming conscious of the unconscious. Notice your automatic thoughts around money. When you hear yourself think, "That's too expensive," or "I'll never afford that," or "People like me don't get rich," stop. Don't let it slide. That thought just revealed the program running your life. It's time to rewrite it. Use your words deliberately. Speak as your future self, the one who lives in overflow and freedom. Don't just say, "I want to be rich." Say, "I'm the kind of person who easily creates value and attracts wealth." Better yet, go further. Wealth is my natural state. I trust money to flow in and out with grace and ease. At first, this will feel fake. Your nervous system might freak out. Your logical mind will scream, "Liar!" That's because your subconscious is trying to protect you by keeping things familiar. But repetition creates safety. The more you affirm the new belief, even before you see evidence, the more your subconscious begins to accept it. This process isn't woo-woo, it's neuroscience. Studies show that repeated affirmations, combined with elevated emotion, actually create new neural pathways. That's how habits form. That's how identity shifts. And identity is everything. If you see yourself as someone who's broke, unlucky, or always struggling, your subconscious will orchestrate your life to match that story. But once you truly see yourself as someone who deserves abundance, who knows how to handle it, and who expects good things, your subconscious will work to make that true. And don't just reprogram through words, use your body. Move like someone who's confident. Breathe like someone who's free. Walk into rooms like someone who belongs. Your subconscious learns through emotion and embodiment, not just logic. You are not changing into a wealthy person. That person already exists within you. What you're doing now is removing the old programs, poverty, guilt, shame, and allowing the real you to lead. Money flows to identity. So, upgrade your identity, and the flow will follow. 9. Your desires are clues, not random wishes. Your desires aren't random. They're not just daydreams floating by without meaning. In fact, your deepest desires are breadcrumbs, divine clues from the universe or God, pointing you toward who you're meant to become and what you're meant to experience. That whisper inside you that says, I want more freedom, or I want to live by the ocean, or I want to create art, isn't just a casual thought, it's a sacred signal. But here's the problem. Most people either ignore these desires or try to explain them away. They say, that's not realistic. Or, who am I to think I could do that? Or worse, they bury it under a mountain of shoulds and societal expectations. Let me be clear, your desire is not selfish, it's spiritual. When a seed wants to grow into a tree, it's not being greedy, it's fulfilling its design. In the same way, when you feel drawn to wealth, creativity, love, expansion, or freedom, it's not your ego acting up. It's your soul remembering its blueprint. Now here's the shift in mindset. Don't just chase the outcome. Honor the desire. Instead of treating your dreams like optional luxuries, begin to treat them like sacred assignments. Ask yourself, what if this desire was placed in me on purpose? What if I'm not crazy, but called? That changes everything. You stop looking at your vision board like a wish list, and you start seeing it like a treasure map. Every image, every word on it becomes part of your spiritual GPS. So the real question becomes, will you trust the pull? Will you trust the desire to be, do, or have something more? Especially when the current reality tells you it's not possible. If you want to live in alignment with abundance, you have to believe that your desires are divine instructions, not distractions. That means taking them seriously. That means saying yes to the version of you that those desires are calling forward. Because your desire is a doorway. Walk through it, and life opens up in ways you never imagined. And remember, you're not just chasing a goal, you're becoming someone new in the process. Someone more free, more true, more aligned. Desire isn't just the beginning, it's the compass. Let it guide you. 10. Final truth. You are the source of wealth. Let's cut through all the noise. At the end of the day, here's the truth most people miss. You are the source, not your job, not the economy, not some external opportunity or overnight miracle. You were never meant to chase money. You were designed to create it, multiply it, and direct it with purpose. You don't need to wait for permission, a better economy, or a lucky break. The permission was always yours to give yourself. The reason wealth may have eluded you isn't because it's rare. It's because most people were taught to look for it in all the wrong places. They seek it in banks, in investments, in status, in comparison. But true wealth begins when you shift from a victim of money to the commander of money. Here's the final truth. Money doesn't create power. Power creates money. Security doesn't come from savings. It comes from inner certainty. Abundance doesn't respond to begging. It responds to belief. So today, I challenge you to stop acting like money is the prize. Start acting like it's your employee. You command. It responds. Not the other way around. Final word. From this day forward, walk like a person who knows money answers to them. Not with arrogance, but with clarity, ownership, and quiet certainty. You are not hoping for wealth, you're allowing it. And remember, money expands wherever it feels safe. Let your belief be that place.